Hello, welcome to DK Bowl Chat. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to continue painting on this little painting of the coast, and then it's got trees in the foreground. And from the last video I did, I took the paint that I used on the palette. Okay, so let me show you what I do so that you can do it if you want to, or you can just dish it up each time. I have distilled water in a spray bottle, and I put it on a palette last time, and they're stuck together because I put them together to keep them from drying. Acrylic paint is in a constant state of trying to dry, and you want to keep it from doing that by keeping it in its container. But sometimes you can save it and use it again. And so this is the same palette I had in the last video, which was yesterday. And I'm going to use this palette today to continue painting on this painting. And because I'm using the same colors, might as well, huh? I was going to say I used, this is going to be, if you've joined me from the last video, then you already know. It's a 20-0 ban and monogram liner. And then also a round brush that is a number 6 and a script liner. I believe it was a number 4 if I remember right. Let me get around to the number here. Oh, we're going to get to it. It's going to be here. Well, is it right there? Okay. Yeah, it's right there, number 4. Okay, I'm gonna get water too. I didn't grab a water. So I'm gonna use distilled water. I make my own distilled water with the Waterwise water filter. It actually distills water. And so I have distilled water right here in my little bowl to rinse out my brushes with. You don't wanna leave your brushes sitting in the water. I've said that before. It will expand the wood underneath the metal, and the head of the brush will fall off sooner or later. I'm going to also spray this other half of the palette because I'll probably put it back on there and see if it lasts any longer, because I'm going to do another painting later, because I have another one with just clouds from the beginning painting. So hopefully you've been able to watch all the series of this. And I'm going to start with a little bit of Hooker's Green on my 20-0 fan brush, and I'm going to add a little bit of burnt umber. It's going to make it more olive color rather than just a forest green, more of an olive green. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out flat and tap in where I want to put the foliage, the pine needles. At the coast you're not going to have very many, but just here and there I'm going to tap with this brush. I'm just barely touching the canvas at all. Let's put some on the top too. There we go. And also right in the front there. There we go. And I think I should put some over here too. And where else? They can be on this little tree back here. Which would just be like in nature. You might have some lower, higher, whatever. It's not going to be perfect. It's not a Christmas tree. Nobody's been trimming this tree. Let's see if I can get this side. Yeah, I'm glad you're here with me today. Okay, I have a squeaky chair. I'm going to come down here and tap in some of the forest foliage on these little guys down here. These ones are further away, and they're lower in level than these trees in the foreground. So I'm just going to tap in a little bit of foliage. Doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it's more windblown than that, but I'm going to put this one over here. I may take out a branch later. We'll see. And then the top of this one and a few branches would be good. And they go all the way to the ground, and the ground is pretty much covered with little trees and little plants. there's not a lot of brown showing, but the brown's there so that I don't have the ocean showing through it. And I'm just tilting my handle away from me, tapping it in. I'm going to put it down here too. It'll give the illusion that that's a real image of the coast. Okay. I'm just tapping with green on my brush. I haven't even loaded again since I started, so it's still got plenty of paint on it. And I'm going to bring a little bit more green up to here. And I have a good reason for it. It's because it's kind of sparse on the ocean back there. I can see through to the canvas. So I'm just going to paint a little tree there. That'll fix it. And a little bit of green over here. My goal is to get the picture to look like the image, to where somebody can say, hey, I know that place. I live right by there, or whatever. You know, it's not to be perfect. It's not to be exactly like the reference photo. The reference photo is to inspire me to paint something. And they always do. So I'm going to put more. Looks like there's a rock or something here, I think. Maybe. But I'm going to put in some trees. Just going to put in trees. Artistic license. I think I talked about that last time. Artistic license is fun. And I'm going to put in also a little bit of foliage back here from other trees. I can take it off the front one if I need to. Or leave it. Doesn't matter. It's not looking bad. I don't need that to be all sand. It's fine. I can just put in a little bit of green here and there. Good enough. I'm going to also put in some right in the foreground right here. Yeah. And today I remembered my microphone, which is great. This is going to be I'm going to make this a regular habit, always remembering my microphone. Don't know if that music's going to be too loud. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit just in case it is. It's like down to 1/3 on the volume. That's pretty good. I like that. Okay, so this guy needs some foliage. Let's do that. And then also this one needs a little bit on the side. I'm going to go back into the olive green, and I'm just going to touch this brush. I see a hair. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to touch this brush right on the canvas where that branch is waiting for its little bit of pine needles. There we go. I just touch it and voila, look at that. Okay, so this one has some branches as well. And I'm going to use the script liner for that through the brown. So I'm using burnt umber right here. I'm pulling right through it, nice and flat. I've dipped it in water first. This is distilled water, like I said. And I'm going to pull through this to get it to be a dark brown. That ultramarine mixed in it is very natural. Looks like natural shadow, but it also works really well to make your own black. I've said that before. There we go. I've got a little bit of brown on here. And I'm going to add a little bit more blue because it's more black in the picture. We'll just keep pulling through that blue to get it more dark brown. There we are. And I'm going to start putting in a branch here. So I noticed on this branch, it looks like the pine needles are behind the branch. So it's above this area here. I'm going to tap that in. It's going to look like they're out in the middle of nowhere. That's okay. I can work with that. And scoot this out of the way. We're going to go with more above that. Remember all that hard work we did on the pillows in the sky, on the clouds in the sky. Do you remember that? Well, there it is. We're going to go right over that. It's fine. That's probably plenty, I think. We'll put a little bit closer to the tree. And then some out further here. Let's go on top too. Let me put down my script liner. How many brushes can I hold while I'm painting? That's probably pretty good right there, I think. And there's going to be some on the other side too. It's not all one-sided. It could be at the coast for the wind hitting it, knocking all the branches off the other side. But we're going to go with some over on this side too. And I need to pay attention to the way it's going. It's going up, so I'm going to turn it over so it's actually coming down like a branch would. There we go. And up, down and up. That's what they do. There we go. There's some right there. And I'm going to put some over the side here, because these ones kind of go out. They're bigger. They're right up front. They're right in front of us. And there's more up here. It's not bare up there. Okay, and then we're going to have to put the branches in to hold them on there. So they need something to anchor them to the tree, right? I see a little bit down here. I'm just going to tap that in. I love fir trees. They're beautiful. I love all trees. I like painting. I think it's always been my favorite to paint trees. I'm going to set that down, and I'm going to use the script liner. So this is loaded. It's been dipped in water. And it's got brown and burnt umber and ultramarine on it. So brown and blue on it. I'm going to start putting in branches and attaching them to the tree. There we go. And then one on this side. Let's go ahead and put one on this side. And they don't have to match the picture perfectly, as long as they look like a real fir tree branch. There we go. Through brown and blue again, I'm pulling the paint, pulling the brush through the paint. There we go. Yep, plenty of branches. We'll put one right here. Can lay it down. I'm going to pull back through and get some more paint. I'm going to attach that to the tree. And then down here, they're just little thin branches. And the way I'm going to do that is by not pressing down on this brush. Water, paint. So I'm dipped in the water. I'm going to pull through the paint. Let's get one to come out and meet this. To make it real thin, I'm just going to go on the very end and just let that very end make that line. That's kind of a little blob. We can fix that. And the branches actually come off the top and they go up on this one. Like so. Okay, and then we're going to put some on the other side as well. My favorite thing to paint is trees. Always has been. I think when I first started, my favorite thing to paint was trees. I can get lost just doing branches for a while. Can't think of a better thing to get lost doing. Okay, down we go. Attached to the tree, there we are. So I'm going to fix that little blob there. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and wet down the monogram liner and push into this. So my brush is wet, and I'm just going to push into that brown. There we are. And again, push right into that brown. Let me get you nice and straight. Q-tip would work, but it's also going to take off the green as well. I don't really want to take off the green. Then I have to put it back. Not that it's work. Well, I mean, I guess it is, but not that it's, yeah, I don't consider it work. although I do sell them for money, I enjoy doing this. Okay, let's go ahead and go. I need to dot, so do you see all that extra water? I got a puddle going on there. I need to sop that up with a Q-tip. There we go. And it started taking off the green, but we stopped it just in the nick of time. There we are. I'm going to sop up the extra water right there with a Q-tip. And again, clean side of the Q-tip. And I've got the script liner brush again. And I'm going to just put in any other branches that I see. I do see one right below the, just comes up and stops. And then there's some green down here too. I'm going to put that on there. I'm seeing a spot over here I want to get. And I'm going to load the brush again. This is an olive green. It's hooker's green with a little bit of burnt umber mixed into it. And I'm going to put it coming up. So it's behind the tree. And I'm going to put it coming out. I think it's going to be easier if I get tape. I'm going to grab the tape. That was my chair. Let me grab the tape. This is just painter's tape. It works really well. And I know I've been painting on this, but I'm going to go to, let's do the left side first, and then we'll do the other side. Let me take this off, right there, and then I can just tap over it. And if I have to attach it anywhere, I can come back and attach it. So this one comes right below that little white wave, like that. And I'm just going to tap in the next one, which is right below it. This tree's pretty healthy for being at the coast. And then there's some at the base here. Up and down, or all over. There we are. You guys are actually taller. I'm comparing you to what's next to you here. You need to go a little taller. Gonna get some more green. And tapping in with my brush, my fan brush. My handle's away from me. I don't want to have it straight up and down. There we are. That works. And I'm gonna go ahead and lay this down, and I'm gonna tape off the other side. So can you see where it did not paint? Right there. We can fix that with our little monogram liner in the green. This is not the monogram liner. Let's grab the monogram liner. There we are. And put it in the green, and then I'm going to just attach it to the tree here. There we are. And right here. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Now I need to tape the other side, and I'm going to put green on that side, where the tree has green coming out. And I'm just going to press down on this side of it. I don't want to smash what I just painted. But if that happens, I can take it off. Okay, I'm grabbing more green. I'm going to tap right on top of this and onto the ocean. It's going to go right in front of that ocean. There we are. I might have got a little overzealous. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. I won't worry about it. I'm going to put in the grass too in the front, but there's also some green right here. Yep. I'll put that in. I'll put some on the side too. It's just, you know, stuff growing. I'm going to make some with this color might work just fine, just the way it is. May not have to make anything. It looks fine. There's little bits of grass in the foreground. And I could use, I'm just going to use a fine tip brush. We'll just do it. That didn't even need touch up. It's fine. We'll leave it. I think that it could have a little bit removed right here. Just pulling over it with a wet brush. This is wet. There we are. Okay. And I'm going to put some grass in foreground. Okay. I'm just gonna, okay, so this is thinned down. It's thinned down, unbleached titanium and burnt umber. And I just have to use the tip of it. I want it to be a thinner line, so this is kind of thick for what I want. And what I can do to thin it down, I know I have green behind it, but I can get another brush and push it. I'm just gonna grab another round brush. This one is a 10-0 micro mini grip brush. I'm just going to pull alongside here and see if I can get that to thin down. There we go. I'm just going to coax the paint to look the way I want it. There we are. I'm just going to pull down the side. Done. Nice and thin. Okay, again, I'm going to keep going. More grass that nobody's trimmed because it's out in the forest. Well, you know, by the ocean. Let's go both ways. There we are, we'll come down this way, and again, I'm going to put more. I can put a little yellow ochre. I think yellow ochre might make this look even better. And water. Yellow ochre and water. Okay, and if we used a fan brush, we might get too much of a pattern going, and I really don't want a pattern. So I've got this brush to push it around, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to turn down the music just a little bit. I'm not sure, but I'm very conscientious about that music. Make sure it's not too loud. We're just going to put a little strip of grass. There we are. Grass here, grass there. I'm going to have to put some more in. There we are. And I need to fix part of it in the bottom here. I'll set this down. And clean that up. Yeah, I'm glad you're here watching this video. And I hope you watch all my videos. And I hope you subscribe and share it with your friends and family and people that like to watch art being created. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, I'm making this a little thinner with some more water. I'm not using a medium, I'm just using distilled water. We're gonna come in here and put more grass. More little grass. It's just to kind of give the effect of what the foreground looks like. Yeah, that color's perfect. And I can thin it down a little bit. But I'm going to put the base of it so it's attached to the ground. And I can thin it down with that right here brush. That it's a little round micro mini 10-0. I'm just going to brush it until it starts moving. There we go. Don't take in this instance. Don't take no for an answer. Just keep brushing it till it moves. I have people that start brushing and then they say, it's not moving. Well, persevere, just persevere. It will move because you put it on there just now. So it's going to move around. You might have gotten the perfect line when you first painted it and it's not going to be a problem and you won't have to thin it down. But you don't want a big chunk of grass. There's not going to be a big chunk of grass. And you got to catch it pretty quick to do it. Instead of waiting till the next time. It won't work the next time, you have to paint over it. But that's a good thing too, right? You get a paint over it. Okay, where else is grass? There's grass in front of the grass. Let's do that. Then I'm going to thin it down. I got a little bit of paint to remove. Right there, it got kind of chunky. We'll fix it. I'm going to come from the other side and push on that paint till it moves. There we are. As soon as it starts moving, we won. And just keep going. I see, yeah, got hair on there. Okay, more. We're going to keep going. Thin it down a little bit here and there. They wouldn't all be the same size, so I can make some of them taller and some shorter. Take the round brush and thin it down. There we are. Looks like magic. Let's make you a little bit thinner right here too if we can. Why not? I'm going to paint some green right here and make it thinner. There we are. Wipe that off and get water. Just move it. Yep. Okay. I'm going to keep going with grass. And if I don't press down, it goes pretty thin. Kind of like grass that grew out. Nobody took care of it. Nobody trimmed it. No, nobody's been out here trimming anything. Let me get more of the color. Pull through that. And what I'm going to have to do at the end of this is varnish it. I will find the varnish for that, but I need to let it dry first. I probably will let it dry overnight, just to make sure. I don't know how many times I've had in class where people have varnished it and said it was dry, but it wasn't dry, and then their paint moves and they have to fix that part later. But again, it requires more painting. What's wrong with that? Painting's fun. There we go. I'm just going to thin that down with this brush. Yep. And I do not have to put the grass in all the way across, but I will put a couple sprigs of it over here. There we go. There's one. And another. Yes, I'm so glad you joined me today. Please like this video if you like it. And if you like watching process videos, please join me for the next video, which will probably be the other one I did from this group. I did 2 of them to start with. I see some green hanging out here without a branch. I'm going to put a little branch on here. Need to thin it down, go through the paint. But yeah, there'll be another one, and I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know that it's going to be the coast. This was an impromptu coast. Wasn't planning to do the coast, but here I am. It was something fun. There we go. Put that branch in. We'll get you all attached so you're not floating out here without a place to rest. We'll put another branch out here. Good enough. I'm not going to sign the front, I will sign the back. The back will be signed with a Sharpie, very fine tip Sharpie. Yeah, that will work. And to save this paint for the next one, I'm going to put the palette right over the top of this, just like I had it last time. And if I put it in the fridge in a bag, fold it over with something written on the back, like the date, you know, and what you're painting, it lasts for a few days. Not that I need to save paint, but why not if I'm using the same colors? It makes perfect sense to me, putting in more grass. Well, thank you for joining me. Please like this video, please subscribe to DK Bowl Chat, and God bless you, my friend. I'll see you in the next video.